A first-person shooter without guns is like a fantasy RPG without warriors and mages. It doesn't make sense. The guns available to you in an FPS are crucial to how the game plays and how you can best play it. Today we're going to talk about the sniper rifles, one of 6 weapon classes available in Titanfall 2. Before we get started, anytime I reference damage numbers, I'm referring to a spreadsheet created by fellow Titanfall player named Matt H. Unfortunately, because of the way Respawn handles their patches, some of the numbers will be off by a few points, but they're mostly correct. Now let's get into it. Sniper rifles are the yin to the submachine gun yang. They're just as sleek and specialized, but they fill the opposite role. Best suited for a pilot that's taken a few chill pills, sniper rifles can eliminate targets far outside of the effective range of most other pilot weapons. There are currently 3 sniper rifles to choose from, and today we're going to talk about all of them. The Longbow DMR is a gun from a time when a slow-moving marksman was feared by his enemies and revered by his allies. In the Titanfall universe, there's very little room for an old marine that likes to sit back and wait for the perfect opportunity to strike. But make no mistake, there is room. The Longbow features the fastest projectile in the sniper category. In other words, it's hit scan, but it sacrifices surprisingly little for this feature. With a damage and range performance that outmatches the assault rifles, a suite of powerful scopes to choose from, and a respectable rate of fire for its class, the Longbow is a smart pick for anyone with good aim and a comfy chair. For everything good about this gun, it's not well suited for your run-of-the-mill pilot, but rather the old Marines I mentioned earlier. Because of its abysmal hipfire performance, you won't be able to go toe-to-toe with the more agile pilot weapons. In fact, you'll hardly be able to hit anything if you try to run and gun with this monstrous rifle, so unless you've got a quick scope lined up, your tour of duty will end abruptly if you don't exercise patience. The Longbow is a powerful weapon that knows what it is, a designated marksman rifle. It isn't supposed to be used like conventional pilot arms, but rather a weapon that harkens back to a time when boots on the ground were the only place boots were meant to be. The Kraber AP is one of the few truly terrifying weapons you'll find in the Titanfall universe. This gun was designed to kill, period. It doesn't care about style, it doesn't care about being perfect. It's the best at disposing of enemy forces with disgusting efficiency. One shot translates to 1 kill every time from every distance. But having such a powerful round, the Kraber has made concessions in every other statistic. Its low rate of fire means precision is key. If you miss your first shot, there'll be a considerable time before you're able to fire again. Moreover, each magazine only affords you 4 rounds, so again, precision is key. Finally, your bullets have a travel time, so in addition to being precise, distant targets will require a subtle lead on your shots. But even with so many negatives, the sacrifices feel well worth it when you can watch a bullet fly across a courtyard, hit its mark, and then end them all in one swift motion. All of the Kraber's negatives and its one positive aspects compounds it into a weapon that requires intense training and a natural-born skill to master. Because of that, you won't see the Kraber too often, but when you finally do hear the snap, crackle, and pop of this rifle, first call your buddy to make sure he's not dead, and if he's not, you two should probably hide. The D2 Double Take is a weapon that was clearly designed by someone who's in touch with their childhood fantasies. I imagine a group of middle-aged weapon experts were sitting at a table and one of them said, "What if our gun shot 2 bullets at the same time?" Then everyone else turned to him very slowly. At first they were confused, but their confusion gave way to smiles, and they all got to work. When those weapons experts were finished, the D2 Double Take was born. the technological marvel of 2 gun barrels firing simultaneously crammed into the gorgeous body of a bullpup-inspired rifle. It was beautiful and intimidating. The Longbow DMR is an old-school bro, a big man ready to give everyone a high five or a punch in the nose depending on how the night's going. The Kraber is a deadly assassin, but we all know that if we're not on his bad side, we'll be fine. On the other hand, the Double Take is a mysteriously beautiful woman sitting at a bar with an elegant drink. Not something your average Joe would approach without a strong dose of liquid confidence. My first few attempts at winning over the double-barreled sweetheart were rough. I knew it belonged to a class I was familiar with, but for some inexplicable reason my old tactics weren't working. Upon further investigation, and maybe after a few drinks, the mystique of the Double Take started to wear off. It was still beautiful, but it was also down to earth and looking to have a properly good time. The D2 Double Take is a unique weapon in the sniper class. Like most of the ultimate weapons in a category, it's a combination of its predecessors, the Longbow and the Kraber. But this fusion gave birth to something unlike what it was born from. The recessive qualities of its ancestors came to the surface. The Double Take tosses aside its high-powered optics for an HCOG Ranger, trades optimum performance at super long ranges for a comfortable middle ground. And most important of all, it doesn't care about a slow and steady playstyle. It's quite comfortable running at top speeds. The Double Take has done everything in its power to become more than its parents, and in doing so, is almost completely unrecognizable when stood beside them. I can't say if the Kraber approves of the Double Take's lack of power, and I would surmise the Longbow feels like running on walls is an unwise tactic for a true sniper. But the Double Take is quite happy with the niche it's carved for itself. And there we go. That was surprisingly upbeat for the conclusion of one of our Titanfall 2 weapon guides. But either way, the name of the game is Titanfall 2. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.